Jonathan Keg is joining us now. I carry this sweat rag with me every day, everywhere I go.
I mean, you're out in it all the time reporting.
Exactly. Not as much today. I don't need it much today, right?
Yeah, so it's still going to be hot. So you may need it every now and then, just not as much.
Okay.
Because it's been brutal the last few days. It has been really hot. Temperatures closing in on 100 pretty much everywhere, and that's without the humidity factored in. We're going to dial that thermostat back just a little bit today. On to the tropics, things trying to heat up just a little bit, atypical for June at least, where one of those storms is trying to develop. Newly highlighted area overnight from the National Hurricane Center is on the North Gulf Coast. That is typically where you would see something develop. This is going to be off of a dying cold front, the same cold front that helped to spark those showers and thunderstorms over the past couple of days to kind of push down the peninsula. Just a 20% shot right now, but the water is very, very warm in the North Gulf Coast. And over the next couple of days, little something could try to get going and then quickly move ashore. So going to watch that for our friends on the North Gulf Coast. And then there's this deal we've been talking about for the past few days, still a 60% shot for development over the next 5 days as designated by the National Hurricane Center. That is a really rare spot for June for something to try to get going in that orange development zone. Only 3 times has a named storm developed in that area in the month of June. Closer look at that, still very disorganized at this hour. Trying to get a little bit of a swirl, if you will, over the past couple of frames, but this thing does not look healthy by any means. Of course, that is good news. Also a little wave off behind that. There's an opportunity for that to develop as well, albeit a much lower one. That one is not highlighted by the Hurricane Center at this time. In terms of where this thing could be going, again, model consensus there, the spaghetti plots pushing this thing into the southern Caribbean. By the time we get into the middle of the upcoming week, there is early Wednesday morning, and then it keeps things into the western Caribbean as we get towards 4th of July weekend, as we get into July 1st and 2nd especially. I think the opportunity for this thing to come north is pretty low. I think the most likely scenario with this is for that to continue west, as most of those spaghetti plots showed. We're looking at the green color here. That's what I want you to focus your attention on. Big chunk of high pressure. The greener the color, the higher the pressure. And there's a dominant Bermuda high right now. We're looking towards the red color now. That's where the computer forecast again picks up on the sea level pressure starting to be low. So now we have this very weak area of low pressure entering the Caribbean. You see it kind of get a little brighter there by the time it gets to the western Caribbean. But the point I'm trying to show with this is that that big chunk of high pressure is really going to dominate, help to steer this thing to the west while also suppressing it to the south. So unless that big area of high pressure breaks down significantly, or we have another weather system moving in from the west to kind of lift this up, I don't think this is going to be a problem for Florida, long story short. Temperatures off to a very warm start this morning, back to the mid-70s locally. Winds are still light out of the west-southwest, been variable. They will be more out of the east today. That's going to help to keep things, relatively speaking, cooler, as Jared and I were talking about. Still going to be around 90 degrees. It is still going to be humid, but it's going to be a little bit better than where we've been over the past few days and really over the past 10, 11 days. Temperatures right now into the mid to upper 80s, on our way back to the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees in your pinpoint accurate forecast. Rain chances, as we showed you earlier, going to be there. Slight opportunity early on for a few downpours to sneak on shore. Closer to lunchtime, though, I think we're going to bubble up those scattered showers and thunderstorms a little bit more widespread, but those are quickly, I think, going to leave us by dinner time as they push closer to the Gulf Coast of Florida. Now here's a look at your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. Temperatures going to surge back to around 90 degrees today. More typical Florida heat, hanging around 90 for us on Sunday. Tomorrow as well, 40% shot for more showers and storms. A little bit of a higher rain chance going forward into the early stages of the work week, but finally breaking out of our 2-day heat wave.
Looking good.
I know.
Looking good. We like
nice.
it. All right.
We'll take it.
Thank you, Jonathan.
You got it.